Hello AstonMTB followers, we're back in the game, back on the video programme. Yeah, basically this year has been a massive F-up, loads of problems, nearly went bankrupt, nearly had to sell my house, nearly had to sell the camper van, because every bike that I bought broke in the summer. Ended up with 5 bikes, all worth about 10 grand each, all broken, nightmare scenario. All that's behind us now. Competition's going really well. Thanks to everyone for the support. Tickets this month have been fantastic so far. Got the insane gold Banshee Legend, custom Egerie frame and a few other things. So, a lot of people have been asking about this bike. This is my custom Egerie Velo from France. AstonMTB, we've named it. Possibly. Yeah, absolutely amazing bike. I think, no, definitely the best bike I've ever had. Obviously, I'm biased because I designed it, put some numbers down on paper. Nico from Egerie in France did a great turnaround. We were going to build some custom front ends to replace all the broken Supremes. Then I got really frustrated with that brand in question, so we thought, whatever, let's just build our own bike, the whole thing, instead of messing around with someone else's. So, full steel frame, 200mm travel front and rear, got the coil sprung NSR damped boxer up front, which is absolutely amazing. Stripped all the paint off the fork. Also, custom tuned Super Deluxe from NSR Racing. This is our own tune. We've been through a few different tunes and this is basically triple extra firm, running 33% sag on the rear and about 18 to 20 on the front. Yeah, full steel construction, single pivot, high pivot idler, semi-high idler setup. It's going amazing. 2 bottle cage mounts, got one for this bag, inner tube stored here, there's some tools and stuff in there, water bottle, and I should have got another mount put on here for the pump, which I'm going to do in the future. 62° head angle, 0mm BB drop, 500mm chainstay, 80° seat angle. First bike in my life where I didn't want to slam the seat forward to get the climbing position better. 500mm reach. Not sure what the stack is, as high as possible. Got a 40mm long hope stem with loads of random spacers. Need to get some new spacers. SQ Lab push on grips. Don't bother with lock-ons. Lock-ons are stupid. They just don't absorb as much vibration as they could. These hope brakes, these are the best brakes I've ever used by far. No problems, faultless. All silver. Big dials, nice long lever, 220 on the front, 200 on the back, tons of power, could easily run 180s. Steel braided hoses for safety. Purple pads, purple Galfa pads, Hope hubs front and rear. My favourite SQ Lab 16° back sweep bar. We sanded it to this weird finish to match the patina effect frame, which is just rusty. And the other set of wheels, got 2 sets of wheels, enduro and downhill setup. SRAM 7-speed GX downhill shifting. The only problem I've had with this bike is now the derailleur's bent. Now some people say if you hit the mech, people from SRAM and Shimano say if you hit the mech, the derailleur, and it bends, it's rider error. I say you're riding the bike down a mountain and the mountain is made of rocks and trees and stumps and ruts and stuff. It's in the wrong place. I just came around the corner yesterday, blind, there's a big loose rock in the trail. Hit it, nature got in the way. The thing's in the wrong place, sorry. What else have we got? Custom 24 tooth chainring from Law Components, oval. So I've actually been climbing pretty much everything on this bike. It's a really hard ratio, but you can get up everything. I've done the ride to Settipani in Finale above the Din, that's steep fire road. Done the steep fire road up to Capozoppa. If anyone's done that off-road climb, that's a really tough climb. And I've done all the road climbs around here, no problem, and the road climbs at the house. Just hard gear, but just get on with it. And I'm not struggling with not having really hard fast gears. If I'm going fast over 25-30 k's an hour, I'm not pedaling, I'm not racing. Don't like pedaling at high speeds, because pedal at high speed, you hit a rock, you got big problems. Clip your pedal, big problems. We have gone for a really high BB on this, 0mm drop. I think bottom brackets are all too low nowadays for various reasons we'll go into in the future. I'm trying to make this quick, as always, waffling. Custom bash guard, or not a custom bash guard, but a Law Components bash guard. This is really good. It goes sort of 270 degrees around the crank, so if you're hitting underneath, it's protected, and if you've got rocks flying from the front, it's going to protect it as well. On Saturday, I was riding with one of my prize winners, Eric. He snapped the chain, possibly because a rock flew up, damaged the chain, and then afterwards it snapped. What else have we got? The swing arm. The swing arm's actually two-piece. It's got these inserts in. We're going to try some rubber in the future for better damping and grip. I was running the D8 sign spherical bushings, but they wore out after a few days, and waiting for some new ones. They possibly wore out because we swapped them between shocks quite a few times, so gonna get some new ones of those, see how they last. This is great, this Transex Ascend dropper post. I think it's £140 from Chain Reaction. Been no problem so far, been really good. 200mm drop, 200mm dropper for 140 quid. Fantastic. Snapped a zip tie, must have been riding too hard on the last run. Blown a zip tie out. Custom mudguard with my face on it. Custom sticker with my face on it. Custom top cap from Works Components with my face on it. Continental Zynotal tyres, really good tyres, really good rubber, really good flexible casing, pretty cheap, lasts for ages. 2 square, 25mm rim. 25mm rim, way too square in my opinion for a dry tyre. We'll talk about that more on the trail. So far, no problems. Unlike all the other bikes that just seem to break without even touching them, this bike I've been hammering really hard. I've been riding it the hardest I've rode a bike for years. No cracks, no loose bolts, haven't lost a chain, even though we bodged this chain device, we just guessed, made it up. Haven't lost a chain. I should probably get a job at Norco in the chain retention department. Yeah, does it all, climbs really well, descends really well. Amazing, we're back on track. AstonMTB's back on track. We got through the hard times, struggles over. Looking at some interesting bikes for this winter. If anyone's got any interest in used bikes they want to sell, get in touch. I'm ready to buy a new bike. And then yeah, I can't stop talking, so let's get on the trail. So we're going to head up for a Cravarezza into Egerie. One run. Try and give you a lowdown on the bike. So yeah, this is the best bike I've ever rode. I think it's the best mountain bike in the world. I'm ready to say it now. I've tried all sorts of tests. I'm pretty confident it's the best mountain bike in the world. Best mountain bike ever made. Obviously I'm biased, but I think I do have a pretty good handle on how bikes ride in different trails. And I have rode pretty much all the best bikes in the world over the years working at Pinkbike. And it's the best because it's the best tuned, reliable, strong, sensible price. good geometry. Climbing's fine. Under power, there's a little bit of bob up and down, but it's a high pivot, 33% sag, coil sprung. What do you expect? A bit of bob, not much. What are the problems with it? It's heavy. Unfortunately, not my problem. It's a mountain bike, it's built for mountain biking. The weight isn't that important. Right, this is fast and rough, straight in. The composure is insane. Literally just, I can't get it to step out of line, do any rough stuff. The suspension, Nigel suspension, unreal. No pedal kickback, no feedback coming through your feet. You never hit a rock or a bump and suddenly get your feet blown off. You had no pedal kickback, dead smooth through the flat pedals. Also, so quiet this bike. No rattles, although maybe this cable is now rattling after the zip tie broke. And there is a bit of a creaking coming from the steerer because the steerer tube is a bit too short to go fully into the crown. And I just can't get any new crowns anywhere, and I don't want to buy a brand new boxer for like 1,800 euros just to get a crown when the boxer is going to be replaced any day now. I think SRAM have just got thousands of boxers in stock and they don't want to launch the new one because they won't be able to sell the old ones. It's sort of fair business practice. But I'm pretty sure all the new ones are there. They've been coming out for a long time. The races have been on them. So yeah, the suspension, tons of sag, tons of support, massive stability under braking. Woo! You can just sort of pack anything. Oh, it's hard to ride and talk. Yeah, suspension's just unbelievable. Does everything you want. I really think a linear setup is the future. You don't want loads of progression. Makes it hard to tell what's happening. Just keep it simple. Tune the shock to suit. So yeah, linear suspension, coil sprung, plenty of damping. Just very predictable, very easy, feels the same all the time. Also again combined with pedal kickback. No pedal kickback, no surprises. Oh, a bit of a low tree there. The lean angle you can get into corners is absolutely insane, but with these square edge tyres, if you go gently into the corners, really easy for them to kick out, not that predictable. But if you really drive it into the corners and load it, you start to bend the knobs and create grip. If you don't bend the knobs hard, you're not generating the grip. I don't think they're the best thing for the average rider. For the Athertons and those guys, they're just going to be nailing corners hard all the time. They won't have any problems. And this is on a 25mm rim. If you're on a standard 30mm rim, if you're on a standard 30mm rim, they're going to be really square. Continental, get in touch if you have a problem with that, and let's talk about it. Let's build bike better. So yeah, suspension, so composed, so smooth, coil front and rear, bottom out support's insane. I've still never bottomed this fork out, and I've got the soft race only coil in there. The back, I've had a couple of bottom outs, but the difference between the force it takes for a full bottom out compared to what you're hitting normally, you know when it's going to bottom out and you're braced for it, again, because it's really predictable. And I don't think a bottom out is a bad thing if you've got a big bottom out bumper and yeah, you're braced for the impact. These tyres pushing hard are really good. Yeah, I just like to see it a bit more rounded off. Yeah, suspension, unbelievable. Predictable, composed, quiet, smooth. The grip level's insane. No harshness, no vibration. Same with the frame. No harshness, no vibration. It's actually a really stiff frame. Yeah, the frame's actually really stiff, but it has that really nice damp steel feel. Yeah, and because the tube's already small, there's no like echoes or rattling from that you might get on like bigger carbon or alloy tubing. So yeah, this bike, you can just do whatever you want, it's insane. Never had a bike like it in my life. I've had some similar ones, had some good setups. Yeah, what the hell. I do also have a Kitsuma for it, which is similarly as good, possibly better in some ways. It's got the climb, it's got the climb switch, more adjustment, a lot more adjustment you can do with it without having to take it apart. But I'm waiting for a new Dorado to go on the front, so when the Dorado comes and I've two setups and I can ride them back to back. Yeah, Dorado's just waiting on the post. Is that mud? Bullshit. It's like the 7th of November. It's been raining for the last 2 days, but it's so hot. It's still bone dry. I was sunbathing at the beach this morning. I think I got sunburn. It's like 25 degrees at the beach. Back to the bike. Grips, great, no vibration problems. Love these grips. I have found in cold weather they're not as good. Warm weather, really nice. Okay, we've got a rock section coming up. If you know this trail, this is... Oh no, they've taken all the bumps out. I was going to say it's really rough. Standard SQ Lab bars, alloy. I've tried a few different bars recently. Ah, here's a rough bit. Fast as I can, no brakes. No, it just... I've never had a bike go through there so well. I've rode every test bike for the last 10 years through there. Insane. Insane. Oh. Crunching through the gears. Imagine if you had a gearbox. I know that climb is coming up. Bang, 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 5 gears before you hit the climb. But yeah, we're still behind on that. It's quite hard to talk about a bike, really, and review it when it works so well. When it works so well, there's not much to say. Yeah, 62-degree head angle, dead stable. You can brake really hard. You can ride the steepest stuff, no problems. Yeah, the future. The offset is too long on this. Sometimes I get a bit of understeer. But again, rock chocks, shit offset, sorry. Offset's too long. I'm sure when the new Boxer comes out, I'll be proven right. that the offset's too long, because I guess the new Boxer won't have 56mm offset. SRAM, if you've got a problem with that, give me a call. Your offset's too long on these old forks. It'd be great if you admit it when you change it on the new one. I have tried running it backwards as well, but it's a bit too short. Run the crowns backwards. Ciao. Tutto bene?
Bene, grazie.
Sì, sì. What else? Single pivot design. There's nothing wrong with a single pivot. 2 bearings to change. Yeah, linear suspension, dead predictable. I think we've lost our way going super progressive over the years. Don't think it needs to be progressive. More travel, more damping. High BB, 0mm drop BB. I think a low BB was a good idea years ago, with small wheels, steep head angles, and yeah, lower axles, steep head angles, and stable bikes. If you've got a bike with a 1400 wheelbase, you don't want the BB to be low. I hate hitting my feet. Also, if you hit your feet, it's fucking dangerous. Break your feet, break your ankles, go over the bars. And again, a bit like a truck. A bit like a long truck. Think a truck with a long wheelbase. It's more likely to hit the ground. This is a bike with a long wheelbase. If you're going over bumps and rocks, you're more likely to hit the ground. So yeah, just make the BB higher. Low BBs are over. Anyone who doesn't agree with me, it's hard to prove, but we can come back to it in 5 years and see what all the BB heights are like. Oh my god. Tired? I don't know what the full kinematic numbers are on this bike, but also I'm over low anti-rise numbers. I think you're on 100 or above, so the bike doesn't pitch too far forward under braking. You want the bike to squat slightly to counteract your weight going forward as you're braking. When you brake, your body's trying to go forward, the bike's trying to go slow down and go backwards. These tyres actually feel really fucking nice today when you're driving hard. Yeah, what else? That's it really. I'm sure I've got more to say, I've always got more to say. What else? Oh yeah. First run of the day, one run. Arms a bit stiff. Tight corners, oh yeah, tight corners with a 500mm chainstay. I've had absolutely no problem. If anything, actually definitely the best cornering of my whole life. I think people look at a chainstay length on paper and worry it's really long, but in reality it's a couple of centimetres different. Oh, hit my arm on the floor there. A couple of centimetres different, doesn't make a difference. If you're a tall guy, it's better. More balance, more in the centre of the bike. If you're in the centre of the bike, it's easier to turn. More weight on the front wheel. Oh my god, the suspension. It's unreal. Unfucking real. Woo! Unbelievable. This bit's fucking fast and rough. Woo! Had one little moment there. Aye. That's too fast to try and talk and the first run. Yeah, it does everything. It's insane. The brakes are insane. Suspension's insane. The composure is insane. I had tight corners, long chainstay. I can't manual it on the flat. It's actually too long. But I don't think you need to be able to manual a mountain bike on a trail like this. If I can manual it enough to get over any obstacles. People are going mad about being able to manual, but my opinion is manualing isn't a performance benefit. We got a puncture. Oh no, just loose sand. Manualing to me isn't a performance benefit for mountain biking off-road on trails. If you're on a dirt jump bike, street bike, BMX, then you want it to manual well. This bike I can pop the front easily enough to get over anything. Can't do a manual. Here we go. You don't need to manual more than that on a trail unless you're Bryceland, but then you're sacrificing the rest of the handling. Yeah. You want a balanced bike, a composed bike, an easy bike to ride, a predictable bike, then you can really, that's tight, you can really work on your cornering, work on your skills. That's like a tight corner, no problem. 500mm chainstay. Oh, where are we? Absolutely no problem. Whew. What is that on my bike? Mamma mia, it's so hard to ride and talk like that. But yeah, I'm going to call it now. The best mountain bike in the world for all-round mountain biking. Downhill, enduro, trail. It does it all. Pedals well, brakes well, unbelievable suspension. You could ride a World Cup downhill track on it. You could pedal it around the trail centre, no problem. Only downside is it's heavy, but it's super reliable. Every lightweight bike I've had fucking breaks. I think it's the best bike in the world. If anybody wants to come and test it, fans, €200 a day. We'll set up a shuttle riding day in Finale, and you can ride it back to back with your own bike. Any mountain bike brands or media who want to come and test ride it, €5,000 a day. I'll take you for a ride on it. If anyone wants to buy it right now, as it is, €10,000, because I've already got more ideas and I've got a build slot lined up at Egerie next month, and I want to do something even better. If nobody wants to buy it, we're going to build a new frame and chop this one up and modify a few things and get it painted. I didn't get it painted because I assumed, like all the other bikes, it was going to crack. It's solid. So now's the time to get it cleaned up, painted, get it looking nice. Yeah, anybody wants to buy it, get in touch, I'll sell it. Shipped anywhere in the world. Might be a bit difficult from Italy. Ideally collect from Finale and go for a ride. There's not one component on it that will change except the tyres. Yeah, it's the ultimate bike. You can say that I'm biased, but I've got a massive experience riding all the different bikes. Look at the other bikes I've had this year. All amazing bikes, tuned. This is the best one. Definitely the best one. The only thing that can make it better is putting a gearbox on it, or maybe getting a slightly wider range of gears, like 2 gears easier. And you could change some other things if you want to go lighter, like lighter bits and pieces, but they're just going to break, so there's no point. You could get some posh access, dropper post and gears. Dropper post, yeah, you got batteries to charge, access gears, you're going to smash them into a rock anyway. They're in the wrong place, sorry. Suspension can't get any better, brakes can't get any better, wheel set can't get any better. Hope cranks solid. I've got all the junk bolted to it. 2 bottle cage mounts, pump tools, water, more tools, tube. We can make this better with a bit of frame modification. You just drill a hole and put some threads in there to screw this straight on. So yeah, I'm calling it best mountain bike in the world, best mountain bike ever made, best tuned setup all around mountain bike in the world for someone height 175 to 190 centimeters. Loads of people are going to say I'm talking shit here. If you're going to say I'm talking shit, come down to Finale, we'll go riding together. If you're not willing to do that, I don't want to hear it. If you're a bike brand that thinks you've got a better bike, email me. I'll test your bike, any bike, Yeti, Specialized, Trek, Common Sal, Canyon, anyone. Send me a bike and we can test it back to back. Send your engineers, we'll do a ride. Not being arrogant, not being big-headed. I think that, yeah, with my knowledge, Nico's knowledge, Nigel's knowledge, and loads of other people I've known in the industry, years of testing, I think we've built the best bike in the world. But yeah, ugly and heavy, so it's unrideable. Because when you're riding down those trails, it really matters what it looks like. And the weight. Well, the weight descending is insane. It's so stable, so stable. Anyway, I'll stop talking. Go and buy some tickets for bikes. You can win a frame exactly like this if you want, brand new from Nico, or we can work together, build whatever you want to suit your riding style, your size. You could have a bike like this, you could have a BMX, you could have a gravel bike, custom paint, the lot. Right, I'll stop talking. Peace out. One more test. Hooked to flat. Absolutely fine. Linear bikes bottom out too easily. That's bullshit. Goodbye. Oh, what's that? Manual.